Hey all, I wanted to record a short video on how I did this inlay with the shaper origin. So as you probably know, this cutting board design is an SVG on Shaper Hub, right? So that was the first project I started with, kind of fun, pretty simple to do. The next thing I wanted to do is do this inlay, and I've wanted to do something like this for a long time. So somebody, I think it was Sam from Shaper Hub, had posted a video and he referenced a website called the Noun Project, and I found this out there. Comes in an SVG, but when you put it on Shaper Hub or My Hub, it doesn't read right. So you have to drop it into Inkscape. There was a gentleman that did a video about this. It's also on the community board of Shaper. It's the Panda video. If anybody's seen that, you know what I'm talking about. He takes a bitmap of a panda, drops it into Inkscape, and is able to show you how to take that image. I just followed those, even though it was an SVG, I followed those exact instructions, scaled it a bit, made it a bit bigger, and then it pulled nicely into Shaper Hub and was accessible on the tool. So when I started cutting, I was using an 1/8 inch bit, which is what you get from Shaper, and things like this were just still too small. So what would happen is this would be recognized as a line, and I could do inside line in the walnut and then pocket that, but I couldn't get to this. So I looked through my drawer, and I used to have an X-Carb, and I found that 1/32 bit, okay? It comes with an 1/8 inch shank, which the Shaper is a 1/4 inch collet. So I then found in my bin, you see that little thing on the bottom? That's an adapter from 1/4 to 1/8. And I posted a link above in this thread that gives you a link to the Amazon site. So I said, what the heck, I'm gonna try it. It worked great. You know, it was nice and sturdy in there. This 32nd inch bit, if you plug into the Shaper, there's no option for anything other than 1/8 and 1/4, but for whatever reason, it didn't dawn on me that you can manually type in something bigger and you can type in something smaller. So remember, numerator divided by denominator to get to 1/32, which is, my memory recalls, 0.03125. When I entered that in, the trace pass became clear, right? And I could do an inside cut on the walnut and then an outside cut on the maple. So that's how I did that. Now somebody asked me in the thread, this is pretty delicate, how did that not break? When I took the maple piece, which was about this big, I put a strip of tape here, a strip of tape here, and a strip of tape here. So everything was double-sided taped to the wasteboard. And when I got done cutting, it was about a 1/4 inch thick, I was able to pop the waste off, or the outcut. And then when I popped this off just so gently, these three actually broke. But you can see here that a little bit of glue, you know, I take a little glue. First I glued it up, clamped it, and then when I came back and sanded it, I would take some glue and just kind of rub it in. There's still a little void there. And that seemed to work really well and kind of fill the gaps. For the offset, so if I remember right, the walnut is 0 offset, and the maple had a 0.0, would this be right? 0.01 offset, just to make it a tiny bit smaller, and it fit fine, no issue. As a matter of fact, maybe could have backed off that a little bit, but I did not want it to be difficult to insert, because if I had to pound on it, it was going to break, right? So I think it was fine that way. What else can I tell you about this? I got a little excited and did not wait for the glue up to complete, and this one was peeling back a little bit. So I had to re-glue it. You know, I would just glue the edge right here and clamp it. So it's got a little bit of a dip there from the sanding, but that's all right. Oh, and then I had two issues. One, you can see here, I was maybe getting too aggressive and it skipped off, so I did a little bit of walnut wood paste there, and I think when I darken this with a mineral oil or something, that'll get hidden. And then down below here, and I gotta send it into Shaper, bugs@shaper.com. When I was pocketing with a 1/4 inch bit, it completely rebooted, and when it did, it dropped down. and it left a little divot. So if that would have been an exposed face, that would have been an issue, but because it was being covered up, it wasn't an issue. So fun project. I think the next one I'm going to do is a curly maple with maybe a purple heart insert to see how that looks. So again, if you want to order these, that bit is from Kodiak Cutting. I didn't find it in my order history on Amazon, so maybe I ordered it directly from them, or maybe I ordered it from Inventables when I had the X-Carb. But this collet, there's a link above, and that's definitely from Amazon, and that works great. Have fun.